Hey guys, we're incredibly excited to show you this website that we've been working on. It's a scale mini website, so let me show you around. As you first enter the website, you'll be greeted with two tabs, the Creator tab and the Grid, right? This is where you can scale the miniatures. So let's go ahead and click onto one of the creators. After clicking on one of the creators, you'll be displayed with a profile, so the banner, the website, visit store, the search tab, foldering system, and all of the models. You can pretty much scroll either through all of the models just to kind of pick and choose what you want to scale or what exactly you want to look at, right? Or you can go ahead and go further into the folders. So let's say we click on the Grimguard, it will just now show all of the faction miniatures. So just the Grimguard, no scavengers, nothing else. And it will also give you an option to go even further and find exactly what you need by the foldering system. So let's start nice and small. Let's go with an infantry. So click on an infantry, then we have the actual releases, right? So the infantry build, the mutants, skull darts, sisters of war. We haven't implemented everything yet. There's a lot of releases to go through, but these are kind of just the main ones in terms of like the height that we need at the moment, and then we'll be adding all of the releases as time goes on, right? So let's say we want a infantry builder. So as soon as you click on the model, it will show you the miniature with its base. You're able to remove the base, but we'll get to that in a second. I'll try to keep everything on track. So now this miniature is great and fine, and you're able to look at the bottom at the scale, but this is a scale with the base. It also shows you what kind of base it's on. It's a 25mm round base, but also if you go back, you can also click on the T-pose. Now we're gonna try to implement the T-pose of every release of every miniature, unless it's like some ancient release which we lost all the source files and the T-poses off, but nonetheless the main sort of like T-poses we are going to be implementing, like for example the Grimguard, the mutants, and so on. So we'll get into that, but for the time being, let's just look at these. All right, so now let's look at the tools. There's a decent amount of tools on top, so let's start with the first and most important one, which is the select and move tool. You could hover over it and click it if it's you, for example, in any other tool, or you can press V and it will auto select that tool. Now, what does it do? You're able to just drag and move miniatures around if you wish to. Also, upon clicking on the miniature, it creates kind of like a box. It's the collision box of the miniature, and you're able to kind of drag and rescale it if you need to. Now, moving on to the next tool, we've got the measuring tool, right? This is the ruler. You are able to fully measure. If you left click and drag, you're able to fully measure from point to point, whatever you need to measure, anything you wish is able to be done. Now, if you want it to be exactly straight, you can also, while holding the ruler, you can hold shift and it will straighten out the ruler. So you can go up, down, left, right, and it'll be nice and straight. Now, if you go back to the move tool and you move around the grid, the ruler stays in place. So the ruler does not move, it will stay in place, which is nice and convenient, and you are able to continuously just measure stuff, and it'll go back and forth, the other miniatures and stuff like that. So moving on to, we have the zoom in tool, which you can also click or just use the scroll wheel or the keybinds control plus, control minus. I personally prefer just to use the scroll wheel, makes it nice and fast. Next thing, fit lineup to screen. This will literally just fit the screen to as many miniatures as you have selected on the grid. And we have the measurements. So we have millimeters, centimeters, and inches. This will change everything at the bottom. High dimension labels, it just hides the labels. And also this tool, it's currently a square, but this thing is basically bases. We're probably going to change this one because it's a little bit hard to see, but it's basically bases. Now, when you have bases selected, at the bottom of the screen where the miniature is, you will see 37.31mm with base, and it shows you that you are using 25mm round base. As soon as you remove the bases, it will show you the true scale of that miniature from the lowest point to the highest point. So this is why we're including T-poses, so it's the most convenient and easiest way to see the true scale, because otherwise when the miniatures are in poses, it gets all messed up, and it's just a lot harder to measure stuff by eye and stuff like that. So our standard Grimguard is 34.85mm tall. Now, next thing is gap. It just creates a wider or shorter gap between your miniatures, as many as you wish. And the next thing we have undo and redo. So for example, let's say I scale this guy to be too small and I'm like, damn, I don't like how it looks. I don't want to select the new T-pose. I just click undo or just click Control Z. Works either way. And you can also press redo, undo, redo, you know. Now to delete a miniature, it's very simple. You just click on the miniature you wish to delete and click the bin button. You're also able to just click the delete on your keyboard and it deletes the miniature as well. We can do a full line cleanup. It will delete everything on the page. It double asks you just in case because, you know, I mean, you never know. Sometimes hit the wrong button, it happens. So let's select the mutant. Let's remove the bases. We don't need the bases right now. And let's click on the mutant and click this sort of like sniper scope. This is a set scale reference tool. As soon as you set your scale true height, which is also displayed here, and after clicking the menu, it automatically gets inputted, it is now set as a reference, which means at the bottom that you will see that for the Grimguard to be the exact scale as the mutant, you need to scale him up to 149.1% of its original scale, or by 17.11 millimeters. And as you move any other miniature around, the scale will move alongside with a reference. So this is incredibly helpful if you want something to be scaled more or less perfectly without having to use the measuring tool and kind of like measuring everything yourself. And whenever you are done with your reference, you just click the reference again, you click on it, clear reference, and it's done. You're back to seeing the true scale of each of the miniature. Now for the next tool, we actually need to go back to the reference. So let's click it again, update reference. Now, this window pops up, scale report for printing. When you click on the scale, it shows you everything that you've messed around with, all the miniatures. You can copy as markdown and it will just copy to your clipboard. You can just paste it. And it kind of shows you the current height, target height, scale to, and versus the reference. If you copy for a spreadsheet, it will copy it the exact same way, but you're able to then paste it to the spreadsheet just for easy tracking. Now, what if you have a image? Like, let's say we didn't input all the miniatures, from all the creators yet. What happens, right? So you can click on add a custom image, choose a file, and it just opens your thingy, and you can just click a custom image. And now here, you're able to set height. So you can name it Bob, for example. Height, I don't know, like, actually, I mean 70 mil, let's just say. Base, you can put any base, no base, round base, square base, oval base. Let's put round base. Base width 32. Now there's more. So we can click on advanced settings, remove background. Huge. As you click remove background, it's like a slider, and it will show you, like, you can kind of see on the layout, like, how much do you really want to remove, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, like, if you remove a little bit, it will still have a little bit of white. If you remove a bit more, you can remove a bit more, but let's just go with this. It looks good to me. Next thing, we have a position the base automatically. So it will automatically detect under the miniature where the base should be placed. Where is going to be the center point for the base to kind of be under the miniature, right? Now, in case you want to manually do it, you can. You can just deselect it, and a center point will be shown on your kind of like the icon, and you're able to move it. And based on that, that'll be the center point of the 32 millimeter base. So we're going to put it dead straight. Technically, you can just put it automated, but let's just click add to lineup. And there it is. So considering this was the center point, I kind of messed up. But yeah, and now you have this miniature, which you can play around with, scale, and do everything the same as you did previously with already a library full of miniatures. Next tool, save and load lineups. You're able to name your lineup, Bob2, save current, and it is stored on your web. So anytime you come back to the website, you can load Bob, and Bob will be displayed. Or you can delete it if you don't like it. And this way, it's just a nice sort of easy thing where you don't need to remember stuff, you don't need to copy stuff, you kind of save your loadout, save your timeline, done. In case this is not enough, you're able to copy a shareable link. This will link the exact sort of lineup that you have created where you can share with your friends, you can share online, and they're able to click on your link, and this link will be displayed exactly as you measured or as you scaled. And lastly, export lineup as PNG. You click on it, and it downloads a PNG of that image. So exactly, basically of the grid, right? Exactly where your camera was looking is what it's gonna save, and it's gonna have all the text or all the rulers, for example, that you have placed. It's gonna save it, it's gonna show it. Also very convenient if you just want to share an image instead of sharing a link. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We selected a lot of the miniatures already to be included. We have some big models, like we got the Trident in the building. I mean, we had to import it, right? Like, that's so sick. We have, I don't know, the airship. Where is it? Somewhere around here. We have the airship. Now, I will say this. I completely forgot to say this earlier. For the big vehicles, we have not only the side profile, but the front profile. Just in case you want to see the width of the vehicle or of the mech, it's a lot easier to kind of select it and see it on both sides. And you're able to also, as mentioned, go through the folders and kind of select them this way if you wish to. If you wish to look at other creators, at the moment we just have StationForge reference objects and Warhammer 40k. For the reference objects is a door, which is very helpful considering the Trident is kind of getting there, and we are working on it. Maybe one day there will be a Trident the size of a door, but maybe not anytime soon. We gotta look into that one though. We have Warhammer 40k, also the same creator lineup, images, scaled. You can zoom in, and boom, there you have some miniatures, right? And as I previously said, we don't have the full lineup yet, but we're actually working and rendering every single image to look, flat and nice, and so all fits very well, and so it's easy for you guys to measure and scale, so there'll be no issues whatsoever. And we're actively, trying to update the catalog and bring in more and more and more stuff, as well as in the future more creators. So we're able to have a wide variety of creators that are gonna be, you're able to look at all the miniatures, see the profiles, scale everything you need to save it, and yeah. So this is what we've been working on, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was easy to understand. I know I kind of went fast over everything, but check it out for yourself and let us know. We're doing a little closed test to see what you guys think, and yeah, we can't wait to hear your input and improve the Scale Mini website.